Hiya folks, Lone Wolf here again and welcome back to the channel. Today, very simple question. Is this the perfect fit? Is this the perfect bike for me? If you're interested, stay tuned. So folks, if you look at the ergonomics of the bike, as you can see, my rider position, for me is very comfortable. I did think at one time of putting some bar risers on, maybe bringing the bars back a little bit, but it's fine, absolutely fine. I'm quite happy with it. Now, seat height. As you can see, I've got my right foot is flat footed, left foot no. Definitely not. Left foot ain't flat footed. So I'm on my balls on my feet, one side, flat foot the other. I have changed the seat, as you've probably seen from an earlier video. I changed it to the lower seat. And the lower seat I had from Two Wheels Motorcycles at Mansfield. Superb place, excellent delivery. I ordered it on, I think, on the Saturday. I think I got it on the Tuesday. But it's made a massive difference. It's only about 10 mil, but that 10 mil has made a difference to me being or feeling really secure on the bike. So ergonomic wise, that's fine. This screen, I'll go through that screen in a minute, but as you can see, the position in my head and everything, it's pretty much bob on to give me the type of protection that I want. As I say, when I got it, first thing was you got this quick screen on, which was a real bonus, I thought, but then I find out that it's too tall and it's misting up, and if you get the dirt on it you can't see through it. So that got sacked off for this MRI thing, which this is probably one of the best screens I've ever had, this MRI here, with a built-in aerofoil. Absolutely fantastic. Somebody asked me on about what's it like on the bike. It's lovely. It gives you enough breeze when it's warm, but at the same time it keeps the wind off you. A really good addition to the bike. So with any bike you buy, I think you buy it, test ride it, and you know pretty much there and then if it's going to be the one for you. Now, I did test ride on this and I fell in love with it straight away. It's just the right piece of kit for me at this right time in my life on the type of riding that I do. Now, it weren't, when I had it from the dealers, as I say, it was second hand. It's done for 300 or 400 miles. I've just gone over 2000 miles now, so I've had time to bed it in, work out what I like, what I don't like. And I have to be honest, there's far more pluses than negatives on this bike. As you can see from previous videos, I think I'll show you, is it there? Change the screen to the MRI, and that's made a massive difference. A massive difference. I think some people struggling with the windscreens, and I was, because it had the Quig touring screen on, which was kind of like up here. It was too high for me, too wide and everything. But this MRA has really fitted the bill. With this extra aerofoil on, as I say, built-in aerofoil, not one you bolt onto, it is built into the MRA screen. That really has done the trick. So, part of making this bike the perfect fit for me is the trinkets I've put on it. They just tailor it to your own needs. Now, these here, Ultimate add-on, 80 grips. They were 130 quid, and put them on myself. They're 5-stage, but to be fair, I can't see much difference between 1 and 5. So I just usually bang them on 5. Leave them on there, get to what, turn them off. But they've been pretty good. Fitting them myself, this side easy, this side not so easy, it's a ball ache. Because when you check when you take the grip off, the original grip off, there's a lot of beveled ripples here, and you've got no chance of getting that on. So what you end up doing, or what I ended up doing, was getting the Dremel and dremeling it all off, so it is back to being smooth. And then you could slide the grip on. There is one thing you've got to be really careful of, and that's in here, this unit here is all located by a plastic pin onto the handlebars. So beware, if you try to tap that on at any point, you'll snap that pin and you'll be in a whole lot of trouble. Trust me, I know, I did it. And what I ended up doing was stripping all this down, and I was fortunate enough to put it all back together, get the locking pin, which is only plastic, could like plastic welded together and put it back on, and it's worked perfect ever since. So if you're going to do your Ultimate add-ons or any other grips, just be very wary of that. Right, close up. As you can see, this bike has got the two lights, one above the other. I really like that design more so than the one against the other and one switches on and one don't. So you got one on or two on when it's on full beam. To add to that, purely and simply for my benefit, for drivers seeing me when I'm approaching them, I drop the other ones on, these small eBay specials. And they're quite good on the other side. And they're quite good. Do the job, no problem at all. I wired them back in to under the seat, to the Helite Thunderbox. So you might say, what's the Thunderbox? All the Thunderbox does is basically, it's a power distributor. You wire it to your battery, then you put it onto a switch live if you want. You needn't if you don't want it, but I'll put it onto a switch live. And then it's got 4 or 5 outputs, pos and neg, when you just wire each one into that for every one of your accessory. Really useful piece of kit. I think, I told myself, I think it was about 89 quid, but I've had it some time. But another useful piece of kit, and with that you can put all your accessories on. In saying that, I'll show you. This is the Quadlock. Quadlock with the wireless charger from your phone is wired into it, so that really helps. Same point also in is this, the Innov third eye. Again, it's an accessory that not people would bother with, but for me it's a really useful piece of kit. I've had it a long time. I've had it on at least 3 bikes: the GS, the CF and now on air, and I find it really, really useful, to be honest. I'm deaf, so I can't hear it beeping to me, but you can always see it lights blinking at you. You've probably seen them advertised. That's the normal riding mode. If somebody comes up on your outside, you get that one. If somebody comes up your inside, that one comes on. If somebody comes up behind you too close, you get both of them flashing. Really, not mega money, but well worth it. The expensive bit of security. I know you can't beat the old lifesaver, and we still do the lifesaver, but I think that just adds to it. This other thing here is just as I've seen before on my videos. That's for my 360, which goes on here, and this is the remote control for it. Over here, that's the remote control for the Aoocci cameras, dash cameras front and back, obviously in league with the Aoocci. Then we still got the Aoocci here doing its bit. Wireless. Yeah. Wireless phone holder, and over here the Innov third eye. Wireless Quadlock. And a bloody memory blank there, memory blank. And on here, obviously, remote control for the camera. If I press it, you'll see a change there. There it goes to one, there it goes to the back, there it goes to split, there it goes to front. Put it back there, it goes back to the main screen. So then, we move on to this baby, the engine. This has got to be the smoothest bike I have ever rode in my life. It's so silky smooth, it's unreal. I might put some bit of footage on to link in with this, but you can run this at third and fourth gear at like 12 and 13 mile an hour through the 20s in Wales, where I ride a lot, and it's so smooth, very tractable. I understand that it don't really come alive till post 6,000 revs, and when it does come alive, boy, it comes alive. There's way more than enough power I can handle, or not can handle but want to use. It's tractable, it's smooth. Yes, it has this warm rattle, which hopefully I'm going to get sorted when it goes in for its major service, which will be not long off, not far away, I wouldn't have thought. It's the heart of the bike, and it's probably the main reason, or predominantly the first reason, why I bought this bike. Having come off the GS, which was pretty good, gone to the CF, which was pretty awful in the end, if I'm honest, with the engine, the way it lagged and lurched and popped and banged and did all sorts of funny things to you. This is an absolute bloody Rolls Royce compared to that. It's so super smooth, plenty of power, does what it's got to do without any fuss. You can pull along in 6th gear, no problem. Drop it down a cog, 2 cogs if you want to really blister it, but it'll pull through anything and do anything. While I'm here, I'll show you. I got the R&G crash protection there, and there, and also on the heel guards here. I don't know whether you can see them. Off the heel guards, there's some here on this. This is all good stuff, and also on the pipe here. On the pipe brackets, the guard, heat shield. But as I say, that engine is unbelievable. It is the prime thing that I bought this bike for. So I've got the bike running, and I'll just run you through the bits here. At the moment, it's in C mode. That's the rain mode if you want, comfort mode. You can obviously change that to B road, which is for the road, and then A, which is super fast. And as you can see, at the same time as you're doing it, it takes off, alters the traction control and alters the suspension. So in B mode, so you can C, you get medium and 3. I'll put it back to C. If you toggle around, to the next one, there's your traction control. You can obviously put that on and down, whatever. So okay, let's talk about this. Suzuki's first attempt at an electronic suspension system. If you want, it's a Scorpion system, similar to the Ducati, one or two others. When I tried the bike, immediately I could tell that it had an electronic effect. The fact that you can, by altering the controls on the bars, which you've seen obviously before, you can set it to your ride height, you can have a pillion, a normal rider, a pillion and a pillion with luggage, and you can also alter it in other ways. Going into the menu, you can have an auto system whereby the ride height or the feeling of the suspension is in automatic mode. Now you've got the user modes, you've got soft, which I use on the motorways, and general knocking about town, because I find it really comfortable that way. You've got the medium, which once you start get out into the lanes, that's what you want, medium suspension. And you got the hard. Not really for me. I'm never going to put this on the track. I'm never going to be into such aggressive riding that I think I need that. I'm not that sort of rider, and it doesn't really fit in my lifestyle, to be honest, to thrash this thing round. 72, I like the nice side of life, and the days of getting the knee down around the bends have long since gone. So you got all that. You've got a user mode, and I've just set this user mode up now on the suspension, and I've set the user mode up as being in soft mode, but I've also altered a degree at the back to make the back 1 click stiffer and the front 2 clicks less, again to suit me with the front forks and the way I feel like the ride. So you've got four user modes on the suspension, and you can tell the difference. A lot of bikes, I think, if you change the suspension, it's minimal, but you can tell on this. You really can tell on this how it works. You toggle around again, there's your suspension modes: soft, medium, hard. And user, that's the one I've added to it. That's the user mode. So I use it on soft while I'm in the town on the C mode. That's how easy it is to actually run this bike, and all that you can do on the fly. Sorry about the engine noise, but I've got to keep it running because the battery's a bit low. Otherwise I could do it without the battery on. This back wheel and the front wheel, I just love them. I just love the fact that I got no bloody spokes, and you can clean this in next to no time, and it does keep clean. It's a bit grubby now because I ain't long been finished riding on it, but you know, I've been down 4 or 5 times now, and all I've had to come back to is just get a quick wipe over with a rag. So I think that's a massive bonus against on this bike. It's got what's names on it as well, bobbins. I don't know if you can see them. Just tip you down a bit. Got bobbins on here as well. I have got a what's name stand for it, paddock stand, but I don't use it very often. As I say, I've got the ABBA superbike stand on it. I've got on the 2 accessories. This one is for my Aoocci jacket, and this was on for the Optimate charger. I think technically I could have used either, but my jacket is set up for this one, so that's what I did. I just put this on. But again, we got the R&G down here, guards on the swinging arm, and the R&G up here. And I say, you go along then, across the front wheel again. Now, the other thing, I'll tell you, when I looked at bikes, I've had black bikes, a lot of black bikes, or red bikes. I only ever had one blue bike, which was the S1000XR, which was the red, white and blue one, or mainly predominantly blue and white when it was in the Moto colours. But this thing, it pops in the sun. It looks absolutely phenomenal. And like I've said before, I think, when I open the garage door, I get a whacking big smile on my face with this thing, looking at it. And when I shut the garage door, I think, nice piece of kit, that is, wife. Nice piece of kit. You know what I mean? So, predominantly looking at it, it's got the engine that I really, really like. It's plenty fast enough, smooth enough, and very, very pliable. Now you hook that up to an electronic suspension system that works. It ain't just for show, it does work. And what have you got? The perfect bike. Well, the perfect bike for me. But there is a couple of little foibles on it that would come from the factory when you buy one new that no doubt you're going to find out about. And I'm going to tell you now what they are. While we're down here, these things, these tyres, these Dunlop tyres, they're very stiff, very wooden, like planks of wood. They're naff. But as you can see, there's just a huge piece. The tread's never worn on them. But they're coming off for some Road 6s. Because like everybody said, the Road 6s, like everybody said, the Road 6s transformed this bike. Now transforming this bike, in my opinion now, it's already bloody 90%. And you put some Road 6s on this, man, this is going to be something else. While I'm down there, on the plus side, I dropped the radiator guard on. You probably just see it in there, just for a bit of protection. Done that. And I've also finally got the what's name on to work, the fender extender. Keep a bit of shit off the things. Also, while I'm down there, let's have a look at one of the negatives. There they are, standing straight in front here. Brembo brakes. Now, the brakes themselves, they do work, they do stop you, but they do lack feel. How can I judge them? I had Brembos on my Jet, and they were pretty cute. They were, you know, you knew you touch your finger on them and they went. Now, people say on these, they're wooden. I don't understand what they mean by wooden. I ain't that clever. All I know is that you tend to put them on and not a lot of happens straight away. And then they grab. They definitely tend to grab for me. So I've altered the way my front brake lever is now. So as I pull quite a bit in before I get any action. Whereas before, when I had it at the outer length, as I was grabbing it, I was getting too much brake, but I've done it that way now. That just suits me. But that is another negative. Now, people say, oh, you ain't got braided lines. Change the lines, put braided lines on. Change master cylinder, put a Brembo master cylinder on. I ain't going to go to that extreme. What I'll do, when he goes in for his first service, I'll get the dealers to swap these pads out and put me something in a bit better, some sintered pads, something that they recommend. that'll assist it a bit. But it's a minor fobble on something that is so good. You know what I mean? There is one more. I'll drag it round to you and I'll show you. And that's this thing here. This indicator. Guess what? It ain't self-cancellating. You've got all the electronics on this bike and you ain't got self-cancellating indicators. And I find that to be a pain up the bum at times. I really do. I look at the clock of the dashboard and think, shit, I turn the light and the indicators off. Because you've been so used to doing it on the GS or the CF, does it automatically. Just become a pain, but other than that, again, a minor fault. Okay then, so where does that leave us? What's the conclusion? Is this bike the perfect fit for me? Yes, it is now. It's 95%, and if I whip the tyres off, trust me, it'll be the full Monty. I forgot to say, I did change the exhaust, but that's some cosmetic which may not stop. I don't know, you can show it you. You see it there, cosmetic. It's all right. I don't like the look of it. I'm toying with something else. I do like the original one, but it's so quiet. But I put this on, and it don't make a lot of difference anyway, to be honest. So as I say, is this the perfect bike, the perfect fit? For me, yes. From when I got it to now, I've altered minor things, ergonomic things, just to suit me. Seat, little bits and bobs, put the lights on and stuff like that. The third eye, all bits to help me. But predominantly, this bike hasn't changed one iota. It is still exactly how it come out the factory. The engine, unbelievable. Suspension, top class. Everything about it, the build quality and everything, as far as I can see, is spot on. The downside, yes, change your tyres, easy fix. Self-cancelling indicator they ain't got, well, that's really being picky in it at the end of the day. But other than that, and the bit with the brakes, but the brakes is something to nothing. It's not something that you would change because, oh, I've got to change the brakes because they're no good. I think, trust me, they're all right. They're not, I suppose people are used to Brembos with master cylinders that you put one finger on and you do this business on. I had an S1000 RR out, and S1000R out, sorry, and that with the braking on that bloody thing was phenomenal. But it was too much for me. Perhaps I just ride steady and, you know, look in front and think, oh, somebody's slowing down, I'll slow down. As against going up and up to the back of them right up the arse and having to slam my brakes on. Might be me. It's called old age, I think. But to sum it up, is this bike the perfect fit? When I bought it, almost. As it stands now, other than the tyres, which will be changed, yes, it is spot on. It is for me, and I've been riding a long time, and I've had a lot of bikes, 2 cylinders, 4 cylinders, all sorts. Never had a 3-cylinder mind. This is the best I've had, and that says a lot, because the GS was brilliant and was a world beater, I know that. But it was a different genre, a different bike. It was for a different setup. I'm never going to go off-road. I never did on the GS, unless I was forced off there. But this is a different setup. This is the sports touring bike that suits me, that I want, and that I'm going to stick with. And this thing will be on my channel with me for a long, long time. I think the only way that this might disappear is when I can't handle it anymore. When this body starts getting too old and decrepit to marshal it around. But it is a top bike. And it's the first Suzuki that I personally have ever had other than a 600 S-Rad track bike. And that weren't bad. But this is in another league. And I can see why people are buying them. But then I can also see why people are just glazing over them and not being interested in them. Because, oh, it's a Suzuki, this, that, and the other. The 8R is much better, etc. YZ. It's a K5 engine. It's bulletproof, man. It's bulletproof. I think you get 6-7 years warranty on these things. It's bulletproof. It's smooth as butter. Powerful as God knows what. And it does everything. So that's it then. I've rabbled on enough. Is it perfect fit? Yes. For me, yes. Not for everybody, but for me, yes. It's a big 2 thumbs up. Superb. So until the next time, you see the Lone Wolf saying bye for now. Don't forget, give us a tick, like, subscribe. Get this channel, we've kind of like slowed down a bit since we've gone on the Suzuki road. I think all the CF boys have kind of like legged it and got disappointed because I sacked it off. So get behind me, give me a lift, get this channel boosted a bit. I love to produce the videos. I love to ride. I love to bring in the videos that I'm out riding with and doing stuff and showing you parts of the country that I ride in. I know it bores the arse off a lot of them. And I know a lot of them go, oh, I'll get rabbling on again. Fair enough. But I really like it. And if you like it, tell me. But as for this thing here, this is 99.9% the bike, best bike I've ever had. Right, so once again, it's Lone Wolf saying bye for now. Don't forget, give us a tick, like, subscribe, and just remember, you be careful out there. Lone Wolf, bye for now.